Hi, I'm Brian Jackson. I'm the editor of itbusiness.ca, and I'm here at Digital Media Summit 2014 with John McCauley. He's the Senior Director of Marketing for Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You were just sitting on that panel talking about social sharing, and I wanted to go over some of the highlights that we were speaking about. So let's start with probably something that's on everybody's mind right now was a big game, the big Raptors game that happened on Sunday. What was that like to experience from your position behind the social media brands?
It was an incredible event. The power of live in full effect for us and our business. It is one of those things where it's hard to grasp it in real time, but you have to be there and you have to experience it, and you have to be ready to take advantage of it for whatever happens, whether it's a big Game 7 win or whether it's a 1-point loss with 6 seconds left to go. It's something that our team has prepared for over the years, and the strategies that we put in place put us in good stead for taking advantage of a live event like that. And when everybody is focused on that, that's when you have to really focus the attention on it and really get all of your opportunities in place so that you can continue to grow that digital audience and make sure that you are positioned to continue the growth next year, because in sports, hope springs eternal. The loss is over 3 days later. We're on to next year and the draft and everything that comes with it.
You talked about having to really empathize with fans in that moment. You can't change the outcome of sports, so you just have to try and identify what your fans are feeling at that time.
Totally. We're fans of our teams as much as anybody else, and we have to act digitally in that manner. You know, we're covering the teams from a news perspective, and we're also, even more so in a social perspective, covering it from the eye of the fan and how they're feeling. And there's no point in you have to own the results in sports, and whether that's a big win or a tough loss, you have to really feel what the fans are feeling and do it in a real and authentic way, or you're not going to be successful, and you could put yourself in a bad situation.
Tell us a bit about your team. You were saying on stage there you have about a 50-person marketing team, and MLSE, of course, has all these different brands that are consumer-facing brands. Mm-hmm. So how does that work?
Well, we've, like I said, I'm the internal media agency for all of our brands. So I have platform experts. We have great storytellers in social and digital and traditional marketing and advertising, and we kind of put them all in a big pile now. And we work with the brand teams that also report to our marketing and communications VP, who we are responsible for those brand experiences, and we have people specifically dedicated to them. But then platform experts, whether it be social, whether it be online, whether it be mobile, that manage groups of people that are living the brands. And that's the key point for our new restructure, is that we're trying to become platform agnostic, that you experience the Raptors or Maple Leafs or Toronto FC in whatever platform, and we need to be able to put the experiences on those platforms that mean the most to our fans in those spaces.
And that was another point you raised on the panel too, is that you don't just have people dedicated to platforms, but people dedicated to brands, and they use multiple platforms to tell that story. Why do you organize it that way?
Well, I don't really see any difference between a tweet or a Facebook post or on a blog or a mobile alert. We have to put those tools in the hands of one content creator or one content creation expert that understands those things and reacts in the right way on the right platform. It's very tough to have a Facebook guy and a Twitter guy and a YouTube guy or girl and have them all operate as a team, when you could just have one person in place that's doing all of those things with a support staff, but is doing those things that all make sense based on time and location and the relevance of what's happened on the ice or on the court or on the pitch. that has seen us come together and do a lot more integrated things, like the We the North campaign, or anything to do with when we signed our 3 big players for TFC back in January. We launched a Bloody Big Deal campaign that really is a content campaign that starts with a spot and really just bleeds out over every platform possible. And we're seeing a much more integrated experience where we're talking about concepts versus platforms, and it's driving more audience for us.
And just quickly, for the marketers that are watching this, what are some of the tools that you use?
And we experiment a little bit with some of them, but the big ones are the ones that we use: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
So just the web platforms you go on?
Just the web platforms, and whatever the platform tomorrow that has the people on it is the one that we'll go to. We're not going to be held to, we're going to, only do this or only do that. It's really where the eyeballs go, and as platforms change and go in and out of business over time, you really have to adjust yourself as a marketer and decide where's the best place to tell the stories to the people that you're trying to talk to right then and there in that moment.
Thanks so much for joining us, John. For itbusiness.ca, I'm Brian Jackson. Check out our site for more videos from Digital Media Summit 2014.